music's a global language, and I hope we're going to prove that separation by thousands of miles of land or thousands of years of culture makes no difference at all. It needs something very important to motivate people to work in a new way, and I think it is going to work, because there can't be anything more important than the future of the planet. Started off as a thought and a phrase that was something that I called chain tapes, a nickname for what this project's about. We needed some drums and we needed some bass to start this, and Sting said he'd play bass on the track for us, but I wanted to get a good drum program together first, so we contacted this guy who works for Africa Bambaataa, a guy called Rohan.
Peace. Yeah. Whisker, is that the kind of thing you want, Kevin?
I think we're trying to show that people can work together and at the same time, and music has always been a way of doing this. When musicians play together, they have a thing between them, their eyes lock.
I think it's something to do with the universal nature of what music is. You don't have to understand the lyrics to understand the feeling of music. You know? And music is generally used for on good occasions. There are a few exceptions, but generally it's about making love, it's about celebrating, it's about dancing.
You can't just make boogie records, get down, party, I love you, baby, I want to do this tonight. You got to, talk something meaningful to try to wake up the masses of the people. Because, there's a lot of people who are blind, deaf, and dumb to the knowledge of self and others.
Think about it, think about it, think about it, think about why you humans cause so much destruction. Is this the life that you bring? Knocking Mother Earth off its axis, throwing it off as madness, worshiping money. Stand up.
You got to remember, with changes, there was always music. With revolution, there's always music.
Roop, my old son.
Yes.
How are we going to plan this bloody thing out?
Assuming it's going to be roughly 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So say that's a 20-minute span. Mm-hmm. Those are broken up to 5-minute segments, and we can even break it up into minute segments. So let's assume for a moment that you've got a rhythm track. Probably starting with this Africa Bambaataa. So we have, say, Sting doing bass. I mean, this is all arbitrary, but just in terms of figuring out just how many artists would be involved if we had this kind of dynamic shape.
It'd be nice for things to pop up and then pop up again.
Yes, some kind of thematic thing.
Yeah.
At this point, either we sit down and we write a given 2 or 3 themes that then people continue and explore, or we let those themes be kind of written as we go.
One wants to give the impression that it's a global band, it's a global orchestra, as opposed to someone popping up and going ding and then never being seen again.
You want to start with some kind of a bang.
Ever touch my bass?
I mean, it's a bit difficult, really, to just say, well, you're concerned about the environment when living in a city like New York and really on a daily basis, bombarded with the actual, state of homelessness.
Now you have people who are worried about the whales and the rainforest and pollution, aren't worried about people.
I think each country has to take care of themselves. They always want a handout from the United States. How are we going to take care of our own?
Do you think Americans care about anything outside America?
No. Americans love convenience. They love things that are very easy, and that gives for packaging. Over packaging, they love their car in their city. They don't want to ride on buses. They like to be delivered door to door. So that our way of life has certainly contributed to pollution.
I mean, the actual long-term answer, in my opinion, to most of this is that when the product is first conceived of or thought of or first brought out by any manufacturer, anybody of any sort, they have to say what's going to happen to every single part of it.
To be realistic about it, the government's not going to do anything until there's enough pressure put on them.
Cycling, like for a year or a few years, not stop making cars or something. Or like something that has engines or buses. Like you would have to, like in the summer, you would have to have like bicycles, or do you have to walk? And you could, walk. Well, would you want to walk to New Jersey?
Me and my environment, the darkest tale. Take a deep breath, sometimes it's hard to inhale. Pollution and destruction, no bounds. We're killing all the animals and clearing all the grounds.
I'm the original, the one and only, Mac. Forget about the daddy because it's played Chaz Rich.
Killing our environment, whoa.
I am not the original Mac Daddy.
Killing our environment, whoa.
Enough respect
Hear me now.
to all of you out there still. I am the Power Lord, Young Dread.
Yeah.
I think it's wonderful. We all working together for a positive cause. So whenever it's a positive cause, I'm with it all the way, you know what I'm saying?
You could be the worst musician in the world. Someone listened to you somewhere. So if you get on whatever the record may be, somebody will listen to it because you had to reach somebody sometime, somewhere. Music calms the savage beast. Okay? We all get together to calm the beast, which is us. Because we're, like he said, like Dread said, we're the ones. It's not the frogs or the rats or anything like that. It's the humans, the ones that walk on two legs and have the arms and the superior brain. That's, as we elevate, we also destroy.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well.
Nice, good to see you. I remember this house. This is where we started Shadow Records in 1968. Good parties here, I tell you.
I bet there were.
Many famous people passed through this door. My God, it's the Maestro Bell.
It's Mickey the Book. Is this probably on?
The tea room, yes. We'll probably go into about 4 bars of Boweron.
Right.
Harp chords. Then pipes. We'll take it from there.
Great.
And play for how long? About
A couple of hours. Hoping to get the Grow Brothers here.
The Glows, well, they toured with us, you know that?
Did they?
Oh, yeah, for God's sake, we give them their big break. Great musicians.
From a musical point of view, I think it's a really creative idea to take something, a piece of music from, and it's not just a bunch of rock stars in a studio. You know, it's in people's homes and it's all over the world, and it's someone in Africa and someone in Ireland. And it seems more human to me. Everybody listens to music, and a lot of people don't know exactly what's going on and how serious it actually is, and what state the planet's in. Everything can live. We've got to share it and repair it. Every plant and creature here has some good to give. Sounds weird, doesn't it?
I see you've been doing a lot of exercise.
And Kennedy. So, what we've got is Rina Krynja, Nadine Milieu, and Kennedy. So it's, basically around King of the Universe. King of the Universe. The people are destroying the human race. We're just not careful enough.
Yeah.
That sums it up.
but it's a part of life that animals are born as food for other animals on the food chain.
Yeah. Well, I grew up on a farm, and I was, you know, although I was repelled by it because I get friendly with some of the animals, then you see them on the plate on Sunday. I still, in a way, it seemed to have its place. But what I really find disgusting is the way that the killing and the responsibility of the death is totally taken away. So you just buy this packaged lump of intelligent animal without having to take any responsibility for how that got there. And I think we're doing that throughout in the way we live. We don't take responsibility for the things that we consume. And you just have to look around the breakfast table and work out where everything came from and how it got there and who got exploited along the way. And it's very clear that we don't look beyond the supermarket shelves, and we should.
Well, this is the ethnic day out here with Peter, who's Mr. Ethnic. He goes,
Over the last 10, 20 years since Chernobyl, it's quite obvious that what the Russians decide will be their nuclear policy and their safety checks can affect all the rest of us. It's clear that our own pollution policy in England can cause acid rain in Scandinavia and kill off trees and fish there. And all these boundaries that were very clear before are now getting washed away, and we're really certain now that what we do in one place is affecting a lot of people in others. And the only thing that sort of spreads as far and reaches as far as pollution is music.
Well, there's something symbolic in the interrelatedness of bringing together these different musicians from all over the different places in the world that are completely different, but they can interrelate in a way that our environment interrelates. As Peter says, what they do over there affects us over here. I suppose each one of us has our own pet neurosis, and my pet neurosis is wastage and packaging and all the resources that we burn up just in packaging. And I think that people are smart enough to know what they want to go out and buy it, and they don't need a 10-inch package for a 1-inch commodity. This generation has done more damage than any other generation. That's us right here. And our kids are going to lynch us if we don't take care of the world for them when they inherit it.
Daddy?
Don't worry. Ariel. Come on, darling.
Mummy?
It's all right, darling. Just go back to sleep.
The effects of global warming, ozone depletion, and acid rain are damaging the Earth beyond repair.
Mummy! Mummy!
Either we do something now to stop the rot, or we leave it to the children.
How you doing? How are you?
Are you tinkling away in the background?
Yeah.
We knew where you were. We followed the tinkle.
Rupert was telling me that, I mean, unlike some of the other people we've been working with, that you've actually got a piece already, which is quite exciting, that might well work for what we're trying to do.
Yeah, well, as soon as Rupert phoned me, I'd had this piece of music sort of lying around for a long time, which I couldn't use in any of my own bits. It'd be just perfect for this, because it would mean that you could put lots of people over the top.
Right.
And lots of different percussion things. It's just like, 4 chords. You can take that anywhere.
Egyptian tabla, which is like a pear-shaped drum. Right. You may have come across it as the darbuka. And also we have big hand drums, which are called dufs. The mazhar is a huge, enormous tambourine. It's really big and heavy to shake and things like that. I also use the normal Egyptian tambourine, which is not used just like as the normal rock and roll type thing. It's used like a full...
All the fingers are playing.
All the fingers are playing at the same time. The Egyptian point of view, the way the Egyptian rhythm sits down, it's very different to anything else. So I hope that would bring out that point of view.
Gilmore in the Thames near his recording studio on a boat. Tell us a little bit about this area.
It's a pretty little reach of the Thames. It used to be absolutely fantastic in the 20s and stuff.
That doesn't look very pleasant over there.
No, that's well, that's what we're here for, isn't it, really?
Nasty bit of pollution.
Yeah.
You get a lot of that around here.
It's the plastic, expanded polystyrene stuff that they use for packing things, which I think is one of the worst menaces. You can see all that stuff there is that. All waterways and rivers and things seem to have tons of that in it. If you go and look at the weir down there, for example, there'll be tons more of it there. And when it gets to the sort of panic stations, which it's getting to now, and all sorts of marginally more caring and brighter people realise that the long-term benefit of the planet is much more important than their short-term gain.
Tasteful with just a touch of sleeves. Thank you, Dave.
If they did this to your home, you'd stop them, wouldn't you?
Hopefully, as we go further down the line, we'll start to borrow little melodies and themes that have appeared from someone's improvisation, have them orchestrated.
But that's what Bartek did.
Yeah.
Went around.
Yeah.
Not quite. Went around picking up all the folk tunes. Collected thousands of them.
That's true.
On the first ever tape recorders came out. Collected thousands of them and then wrote them into all these pieces later on. I'd hated to have been the first person to put something down.
That was poor Sting's job in New York, where he sat, twiddling his thumbs saying, this is really unfair.
Well, I'm doing it because Kevin Godley, I owe him money, actually. And this is the only way he let me off.
Todo o nosso trabalho qualquer disco, qualquer música que eu componho, sempre tem muito a ver, porque a natureza é você viver feliz. Se for comparar inteligência por inteligência, sabe? Eu acho que nós vamos passar por cercados. E pronto, só vive brigando, né? Então eu acho que os animais, mesmo somos nós. Estamos aqui agora, né? E os bichinhos que estão lá, os bois, as vacas, que estão lá no cercado, é que são os santos.
I was in the Amazonas jungle 2 times. I saw in these people, I'm talking about the Brazilian Indians, all these people think almost of the same way because they respect a lot nature. They don't respect nature because of the air. They have no idea about that, the oxygen that comes from the trees, but they respect the forest because they are the forest. They are the guardians of the forest. And they teach me a lot, we must be the guardian of our respect.
Ok, você quer... Tá ok pra você?
Tá.
Você vai fazer mais alguma coisa?
Eu acho que o governo e as pessoas estão fazendo é muito pouco dentro de tudo que representa aí a nossa própria vida. Você aí pensa que está fazendo alguma coisa para sua vida, né? Para preservação, para sua felicidade. Então é bom você olhar para dentro e ver se realmente você está fazendo alguma coisa. Porque se não estiver, você não faz parte dos animais que têm inteligência.
Every day, thousands of threatened species are turned into consumer products. Put a stop to it. Don't consume nature.
Eu não acho que seja uma questão de esperteza. Eu acho que é uma questão de instinto, não só da raça humana, mas de todo o planeta.
Manasseh, quantos anos você tem?
68.
68 years old.
We're coming up to the year 2000 now. He probably won't be here, these kids will. What piece of advice will he pass on to them to make the world a better place to live in?
Que ele estude bastante, não destrua a natureza, as plantações. Esse mundo seja muito melhor para todos nós. A nossa geração e a geração deles também.
Sometimes when I leave New York and I come back, I look around and I think, this is a dump. This is horrible. Look at all this garbage on the street. And you never see that when you're here. It's just so fast-paced and exciting. This is really comfortable. Greed is the motor, you know? And when the wall fell down in Berlin, there were so many pictures of people on American television, you know, rushing across the wall. And I thought, there is something really familiar about their faces. These are people who are desperate to shop.
This is like standing at a really tall mic stand. It's kind of wobbly. It looks dangerous.
You have to show people how it feels to live somewhere that's very, very ugly, and somewhere where you can't breathe, and somewhere where you can't go out without being afraid.
So which bit do you fancy doing stuff on?
I think try and mess up Peters as much as I can. You know?
Sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, he needs all the help he can get. Is that my good side? Very good. You liar. I don't have a good side. Well, I think the crisis is actually a spiritual crisis. I think this is something we should learn from the Indian people about. You know, they've remembered what we've forgotten, which is that the earth is sacred, and we need to have a relationship of respect with the earth, you know. We're only equal to the earth, we're not superior to it.
One heart, one tribe, one world.
Mercury, nitrates, polychlorinated biphenyls, dioxins, plutonium. All these poisonous chemicals have now entered the food chain. Is this the diet we want our children brought up on?
What do you think New York's going to look like in 100 years' time?
It will not
be here.
When you look at Manhattan Island from Jersey, it's this big cloud. It's like a big fog over the city, you know? And from there, it looks really crazy and dangerous, really. I mean, here you don't realize it. But over there, looking over, it's like a yellow cloud.
If you look at the average person in the city of New York City, they're not thinking about the environment, they're thinking about day-to-day living. So, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's like almost a losing battle, but you gotta fight it.
I was listening to something the other day, and they said for a disposable diaper to really be disposed of, no more non-existent, takes something like 500 years. Garbage is everywhere.
I guess we're killing ourselves, you know, and it's basically for money and profit. I really don't think we're gonna get to the moon in time.
Seems ages ago when you told me this thing was going to last about 20 minutes. It can't possibly last 20 minutes. Could be more now, surely.
Yeah, I keep thinking maybe we should encourage it though, because it'll just open up the number of opportunities for other musicians around the planet. It'll mean that they'll be able to choose a moment or a section to add to, you know, to make it more them.
That's a good point. What do you think we should be going for next?
It's really difficult, isn't it? Everything's so unexpected. But I guess if we can get perhaps more of a singer-songwriter contribution, like a self-contained item, that might be nice at this point.
Well, they ordained the Trumps, and then he got the mumps and died being treated at Mount Sinai. And my best friend Phil, he died from some poison pill some white-out doctor gave him for stress. My arms and legs are shrunk. My food all has lumps. They discovered an animal no one's ever seen. He was some whacked-out trader eating a rubber tire after running over Rudy Giuliani. They say the president's dead. They can't find his head. Been missing now for weeks. But nobody noticed it, man. He had seemed so fit. Hey, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of you. I'm sick of you. Bye-bye, baby, bye-bye. Baby, bye-bye.
If we don't do something about it, I mean, you know, there'll be really serious repercussions about it that are probably won't affect us so much, but the next generation coming up is going to pay a really terrible price for it, and some of it may be irreversible.
We're ready. We're ready.
Okay, here it comes.
Hi, and what's your name? This is a reading for planet Earth. What we're gonna do is cut the cards 3 times, and put it together, and reveal past, present, and future. Right now is a time of creativity, of enterprise. You know, the whole stage began in a state of phantasmagoria. This is how we began this process.
I am like a stranger from another shore. I can hear your heart beating like the world next door. Marching to the sound of a different drum, with our feet on the ground and no uniforms.
So when I'm singing, you know, like, we're marching to the sound of a different drum, with our feet on the ground but no uniforms. It's like, there's always been this other thing going along parallel. It all started with the troubadours, you know, and minstrels and people singing about the news and going around the villages telling people what's really going on. And it's got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger till now rock bands and musicians in general are becoming in a place where they can speak can reach millions of people through, television and radio and things.
It's good news, man.
In the end, you get takeout that gets you high. You just have him doing it and her, and Marcy answering.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he goes, and Marcy goes, yeah.
Thank you. I could do it better. I could do it better.
There was a big rock that had been sitting up there for God knows, hundreds of years. Big, beautiful rock sitting up there at this area that's called Big Rock.
This we know. All things are connected.
And every day, this guy's out of work or something, I don't know what his problem is, but he comes out and he's looking at this rock. And he said, what if this rock comes down and falls on my house?
Like the blood which unites one family.
And the neighbors all got together and they signed big petitions and everybody said, we've got to do something about this. So they came in to remove this rock and they couldn't remove it.
Whatever befalls the earth, befalls the sons of the earth.
They tried everything. They tried cutting it, they tried this, and finally they said, we're gonna have to blow this sucker out of here. It's the only way to get it out.
Man did not weave the web of life. He is merely a strand in it.
They blew up the rock and the whole hill came down. Over this one rock. If you left the rock alone, there was no problem. It's like they don't get it.
Everybody's got a hole to fill. Everybody's got a hole to fill. Doesn't matter if your name is Jack or Jill. Everybody's got a hole to fill.
Very dodgy, that packaging of it.
You wake up, time stops.
We've just had a week of programming about what's going wrong, and it wasn't just musicians, it was actors, it was politicians, it was secretaries, it was every walk of life is talking about this problem, are concerned about it, and are aware of it. It is one problem. It is a human problem, and it is global. There's only one tribe.
In time, there's something that you wanna see it, and everybody's got a hole to fill.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Thank you.
Next! We're going to have to radically change our lifestyle. The Northern Hemisphere is going to have to learn to deal with the Southern Hemisphere. We're going to have to start paying for the things that we use, that we, ludicrously undervalue, and put millions of people into penury as a result. I don't know in what apocalyptic terms I can address it. Maybe the best way is to address it in very simple terms, and that is to say that unless we think differently, begin to think differently, and as a result of that thought create new institutions and new economic patterns, unless we begin to do that almost immediately, we're fucked.
Much better. Yeah.
this big drum. It's a very big tree. However, when you cut the trees down, we use every bit of that. And at the same time, we plant a tree because that's the land we live and that's the environment we live. We should be careful and we should be looking after the environment where we live. And so also, we should be having more close communication to each other in order to maintain this beautiful world. Our name of our tour is One Earth Tour. It's a bit like, similar to you, what you do.
Tout le monde est un petit peu responsable de ce qui se passe. Je crois que s'il y a de la pollution dans le monde, je crois que chacun y est pour quelque chose. Mais je crois que l'important, c'est que chacun aujourd'hui soit pour quelque chose, pour que ce soit un monde meilleur.
7 microphones in an area this big.
Que c'est pas une mode, malheureusement. Je crois que c'est vraiment une réalité et que c'est un petit peu pour ça qu'on s'est réunis aujourd'hui et qu'on a apporté notre contribution à cet enregistrement pour sensibiliser les gens à prendre conscience de ce malheur qui est un malheur.
Okta maailmi.
Okta gena. I call this piece a message from our forefathers and foremothers. They want to remind us that the earth is our mother, and if we are damaging her or poisoning her, we are damaging ourselves. So, in a way, it's a sad song. It's a message also from Mother Earth. She is saying that she's not doing well.
How does it feel for you?
Great.
Yeah?
Yeah. And it sounds absolutely wonderful.
It's okay with the drum.
Well, the forests are quite good still here in Finland, but in Central Europe you can see really dead forests. Of course, it's industry and well the governments, but you can't say to quite poor countries that you have to stop your industry and so on.
Listen to the indigenous people, what they are telling you, and respect their way of thinking.
This is one ball you won't get back, mister.
One world, one voice, speaking in a common tongue, speaking with a common drum, the drumming of your heart. One world, one voice, speaking in a common tongue.
Music speaks to everyone, and everybody speaks to it.
Pour moi, la première chose, ça serait déjà que les hommes soient en paix entre eux, de manière à ce qu'ils puissent être en paix avec eux-mêmes et avec la planète. Mais je pense que ça passe par là quand même, avant toute chose.
In the town in which I live, which is Milan, I would stop completely the traffic. In Italy, where I come from, is really impossible. You know, we are overwhelmed by cars.
Every time she sings, it's a very short time. In fact,
well, maybe we should, if it's possible, maybe we should ignore her singing for just one take.
But I don't want to, because it's so beautiful what she does, that if I do cover what she does, it's just useless, you know. Then you will have to take it off anyway.
La démocratisation est une chose nécessaire. On va comprendre aussi que l'unification du monde est nécessaire parce que chacun de nous, il y va de la survie du monde.
Si je me réveillais un matin et que j'étais responsable de la planète, je dirais d'abord qu'il faut éduquer tous les êtres humains à comprendre que la Terre est un être vivant, que ce n'est pas seulement un morceau de choses mortes, que c'est une chose vivante.
We conjure ourselves in the monitor. We do 16, 16, 16, 16.
Tempos here, so they're just rehearsing.
All right, so we'll be ready.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
ngabesuthu laba funa ukuthi ngisong sishaye ngemabhesi amakhulu lo mhlaba kanje lo mhlaba uyasiphilisa lo mhlaba uyasondisa lo mhlaba
umhlaba umunye umhlaba, which means the world is one world, and there's a I'm singing against that. There's an African or Zulu idiom which says umhlaba unzima, the world is difficult, it's a difficult place, and we're singing. I'm singing against that. I'm saying, but the world is not a difficult place. We make it a difficult place.
I'm just about managing to get everything down on on tape. Do you feel the same way film-wise?
Pretty difficult. One handheld camera. That's the exciting thing about the project. Seat the pants. And the content's more important than the style.
Yeah, well, maybe the best thing here in Africa is, if we can, in the limited time we've got, is show how the kind of cultural side of African music is extremely alive and well. And yet there's also this almost Western hybrid where we see now electric guitars blended with African-based music.
Kuna slogan inayotumika katika kampeni hiyo. Kwa wale wanyonge, lugha tunayotumia ile katika kuleta umoja wetu wa kuchangia amani.
Yeah, I like it. Well, we know it works with all the other stuff anyway. Yeah. So maybe it's just a bit easier. We can hear it a bit clearer if it's just grooving with the drums.
Yeah, okay.
And then if anyone else thinks they want to join in with you.
Okay, let's try.
Yeah?
Let's try.
You know, my music is like spirit music. You know, I think for the poor man, because in the world the poor man is too many.
Kama hivi sasa dunia ilivyo sasa hivi, mfano nimekuachia wewe dunia. Singaliongeza yote, ngaliacha kama ilivyo. Ungeacha kama ilivyo. Kama ilivyo. Yaani hivi ilivyo bila kuongeza vitu wala nini wala hivi kama ilivyo. Singaliongeza upanda miti wala kununua magari. Na mengine hata kama kuvua kwa mfano, ungekuwa unavua namna gani? Hata kama kuvua pia bila shaka ngalia jipi utegemea kwa hali yenyewe ilivyo. Ungeacha kila kitu kama Mungu alivyo. Kama Mungu alivyoumba.
Don't desert. Do something now.
These Bagamoyo players is a group of demonstration and making a research about our traditional dances and traditional music. This world is a music world, and most of the people who are like very much music, they're interested to hear traditional musics. They want to hear a music from Cuba, they want to hear music from Brazil, they want to hear music from Japan, and they want to hear music from Tanzania.
All over the world, the people, I hope, can be like in this program, like the music has got so many countries' musicians and play sometimes same tune and maybe same bar and same beat, but from each country, different culture. But and I hope the people, idea and the thought will be one day like this music united, have the connection together to have a very happy world.
One word, let it be free from pollution. One word, stop no wicked over creation. One world, oh yeah. You see, one world.
Music is a powerful thing. Like rock music, any type of music, reggae music, it's powerful for getting like the message across.
Veggie burgers for men.
What brought Kevin and I together originally was the vegetarianism, vegetarian consciousness. In terms of the world as we know it today, you know, and meat eating is well and truly outmoded.
No matter what you say or do, all I know is it's a green world. We came and found in the dome.
I normally do the choruses first, and then lose my voice. But since we're in England, I thought I'd do it the English way. Lose your voice first. I'll start to jam up the front with him and find a way in, then...
We got to have it. Got to have it. Oh, I'm singing out of tune. And I know we're singing out of tune, but we don't care.
I think that if people can manage to get their politics aside and whatever ideologies aside and realize that there is a bigger game out there for everybody, then maybe then one day we'll all manage to work together, yes.
Let's get something going, yeah? Yeah. All right. I wonder these people in ICI or who are making the real decisions about what the future's going to be like, I wonder if they don't have children, or how come they, or the people dumping stuff in the North Sea, you know, don't they have kids? I don't understand who these people are.
Let me try, please. Now we are the Lincoln human chain. Rap for the future, rap for a change. Now it's up to us to find a solution for the life on Earth and the curse on bush. Now we don't want no toxic waste. The rubbish in the litter all over the place. No killing the world, no deforestation, no fish in the sea. I'm talking radiation.
The thought that my children might not be able to play in the snow in Riverside Park affected me very deeply, because suddenly I realized that it was a very different world than it was 25 years ago.
We've sort of maybe got to stop waiting for some benevolent God to ride some chariot down from heaven and sort it all out for us. That is part of our collective responsibility to sort it out for ourselves. You know, it's our planet, it's our world. I gave it to you. You screw it up, that's your problem. You won't get another one, you know.
Well, if they've copied it right, we should be on for a pretty fab time tonight.
That's true.
So what's occurring to me, though, looking at dots, is if you think of this as a code, in a way it's the most obvious example of this universal language that anyone can read anywhere, in any country. Instantly, you can get a musical response. So, as a language.
Not to be sniffed at.
Not to be sniffed at.
Музыка — это тот язык, который не нуждается в переводе, и вот за счет этого, может быть, мы объединимся и поймем друг друга. Мне кажется, что мы все музыканты пытаемся спасти мир, и мне хочется призвать всех музыкантов делать это вместе.
I think we've done 250 musicians and 65,000 miles of traveling. And I think we've managed South America, North America, Africa, a lot of Europe. Now here we are in Russia. It seems that we've picked up all this different music, and every time we sit back and listen to it, it really does work together, and that's the point.